Have you been watching these videos the last couple of weeks and wondering, what the heck is this guy talking about? What's financial coaching and who needs it? Well, I'm glad you asked because this is Financial Story Hour where we're going to do things a little differently this week. You see, my wife and I are expecting our third child, which means that my focus is understandably split about 1,000 different directions. But I still want to be here on Tuesdays dropping some videos for you guys. They just might look a little differently. So if you would, I would love if you would hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. And let's take a look at the rest of the video. So first things first, what even is financial coaching? Well, let's define a couple of terms. So if you're watching this YouTube channel, other channels like it, this is considered financial education. We're talking about concepts, we're talking about ideas, and we're giving information, right? On the other side of the spectrum, there's something called financial advising, and those are the guys you think of that are actually actively managing people's funds. So they're investing on your behalf. They're usually taking a fee for that. They help with a lot of other things as well. But that is on the other side of the spectrum. I don't do that, can't do that. And then there's financial coaching, which is kind of in the middle. It's more than just information. It's actually walking alongside you as you're implementing the information, as you're developing your money philosophies, how you want to do things, what your goals are, and then actually together taking those steps to accomplish it. And some coaches specialize in specific things. There are people who are debt specialists who specifically help people get out of debt. There are couples coaches who work with couples on managing their money together. Dave Ramsey has a whole program where he trains people to help people through the baby steps specifically. So what about me? Well, my goal is to help people maximize their cash flow in alignment with their values and goals to help them live a life of impact and purpose. That's a fancy way of saying if you don't want to worry about your finances, if you still want to have fun with family and friends, but you also want to give generously to your church or causes that you care about, I'm your guy. Okay, can I just go off script for a second? Let's just talk about a hypothetical couple, Troy and Sarah. Now, Troy and Sarah have been wanting to tithe to their church for several years now, but they've just never been able to find the margin. Last year, their church did a push to raise money for a cause that they really cared about. And so they scrimped and saved and were so proud to be able to donate $500 to this cause. But this year they decided to take things a little bit more seriously. They hire a coach like me and they lay out their situation. The coach is able to actually help them find margin, find where money was just kind of disappearing into places it didn't need to go, that weren't adding value to their life. They're able to actually find margin and then have systems in place to keep that margin from being lost in the day-to-day. So by making small changes, and what by that I mean, me as a coach, I'm not going to come in and just be like, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you need to cut it out, nothing, no fun, beans and rice and beans. If I can get away with not doing that, I prefer it, because I don't want you guys to have to do radical lifestyle changes. I want sustainable changes that you will enjoy, and you won't just be sprinting for a finish line so that you can go back to how things used to be. Because that's the problem with a lot of these, get out of debt things, is like people sprint and they wear themselves out, and then as soon as they're finished, they just go right back in because, well, now we can live life again. That's not my intent. And so for Troy and Sarah, they make small changes over a couple of months that allow them to actually utilize that margin. The coach not only addresses their desire for regular generosity, but also points out to them where they're deficient in their security with their emergency savings, for their retirement, where they are with that. He's able to point these things out and make a plan And so within a couple of months, they're actually tithing that same $500 every month instead of just having to scrimp and save to donate it once. That's the kind of change that I want to see. That's the kind of change that I want to allow to happen, because a lot of families are living in stress and shame, and money's just a hard thing. And I want to make it less hard. I want to be somebody that walks alongside others and can teach them, sure, but can also show them the awesomeness that is using money for good, using our money to bless others, and having a great time doing it. Being prepared for the future so that those emotional hits that happen, that are sure to happen in life, we can weather those. Now, as a part of that whole process, we are going to review your financial security, where you are with emergency reserves. We're going to talk about debt, how and when to pay it off. And we're going to look at your retirement and learn about the different kinds of accounts, as well as see if you're on track to support yourself in retirement. We're also going to dream big. We're going to talk about the crazy, fun, or big things that you want to do with your money. And we're going to see how we can make that happen. So let's talk about a few more burning questions that if you're not asking, you probably should be. The first one being, why am I financial coaching? What is it to me? Well, obviously, I love talking about money, slightly obsessed with it. I have frequently annoyed people by bringing it up. But why make a business of it? Well, one, because I understand the importance and the power that information and financial acumen can have, especially if you're younger. Having just a little bit of knowledge can make things so much easier. So I see the impact that it can have, but I also realize that a lot of people don't take you very seriously until you start doing something official, like a YouTube channel, like starting a business. And so I want to help people, and that means doing my part to convince people that I can help them. So that's part of the reason for making the business. Another great question that I'm sure even my biggest supporters in this endeavor are asking themselves: why would somebody who's struggling with money pay for coaching? And I do have a few thoughts on this. So, for one thing, there will be people that don't see the value in it, or there will also be people who literally just absolutely simply cannot afford the coaching. And that's part of the reason why I have this channel. I want to put information out there. I want to put encouragement and ideas out there to help people. And so if you want to dive in head first, I mean, I consumed years and years of content and did a lot of trial and error in my own finances. And so I know that people can do that too. And so I want to make that resource available to people. And I'm hopeful that if you or whoever does happen to get to a place where they want somebody to walk alongside them and get more detailed, cut through some of that years of absorbing, they'll know where I'm at. They'll know how to reach me if they want coaching at that point. The second point is, I don't want to predicate my coaching under the idea of, well, you will eventually make way more money than I'm costing you in coaching. Because the truth is, I can't, it's a two-way street. I can't guarantee what actions will be taken if you do go through my coaching. However, I do have confidence that even some of the small changes that I will work through with all my clients can have huge impacts on their finances going forward. And if, for instance, if somebody, because we spoke, just starts investing $50 a month, then over the long term, that's thousands and thousands of dollars that they wouldn't have otherwise had. That's just one small example. But again, I'm not trying to purport of like, well, you invest this much with me and you'll get this much later. That's not what it's about. It's about financial wellness. It's about living a life that you can feel at peace about and you can feel is sustainable for you long term. So am I saying that people should go into debt for coaching? Well, I will never ask or encourage anybody to throw my coaching on a credit card, for instance. However, if somebody is feeling so beaten down, so alone and defeated, then I'm not going to discourage them, because I'm that confident that if they really want the help and they'll do the things that we talk about and they'll implement some of these changes, I'm confident that I can help them, that I can bring them a little bit more peace when it comes to their finances and make them feel confident. And that's my hope. And I also know my integrity, and I know that I'm not going to rip somebody off. If I can't help them, I'm going to be honest about my ability to be able to help them or not. And one more question that you should be asking is, what on earth qualifies me to be a financial coach? Now, you've already heard me allude to the years of content that I've been absorbing, and somehow that doesn't sound as good as a finance degree or something like that. But the truth is, to be a financial coach, in my opinion, it's much more about just being a few steps ahead, being able to look back to the person behind me and say, hey, come this way. Let me help you. I'm right there with you. I'm still in the thick of this thing. I don't have millions of dollars. I'm still having to work hard. I'm trying to make the best choices I can, and I think that I can help the people behind me. And that's my goal. And that's also another reason why I'm making these videos, because I want people to be able to judge for themselves if they think I know what I'm talking about or not. And that's great. That's great. There's tons of great content out there. There's other people you can follow. There's ideas. And I hope you find something that works for you, because I want you to just do something. Do something. Take messy action. I'm trying to with this business. I'm trying to with this channel. And I'm excited to help others on this journey. So, thank you for bearing with me with this video. Thank you for your patience with me. These next couple of weeks are going to be rough as the baby's coming. But I love this. I love getting to do this for you guys. And I hope that you'll check out the next video. Again, please like and subscribe and share this video if you have people who have been asking these questions. Hopefully these will give you some answers. So, until the next time.